welcome back here. So I'm Preethi, and then I'm going to do a speaking test, a sample speaking test for IELTS. Let's get started. All right. What is your name?
My name is Rangana.
All right. So, do you work or do you study?
Now I'm working from Japan.
Uh-huh. All
Uh,
right. Okay. So, what do you work? What is your job?
my job is currently I'm working in a Mitsubishi food company. In that job, I have to some I have a lot of work like picking goods and inserting trolley like that.
Okay. Is your job hard or easy?
When I talk about my job, sometimes it get hard in the evening because of I get tired doing various work. In other times, I feeling that is normal.
All right. Do you like your job or do you have any plans to change your job in the future?
In future, after I doing my exam, I plan to migrate to another country, and I hope to favorable job as my life. I like to change in new field in the future.
All right. Okay. So let's go to talk something like a different kind of a topic. Let's talk a little bit about clothes. All right. So, are clothes important to you?
Yes, clothes important to me because of it helped me to cover my body, and also it helps to me show my beauties and show my beauty and passion to out of the world. I think clothes is most important part of my life.
All right. So, what kind of clothes do you usually wear?
In some occasion, I like to wear denim trousers and normal short sleeves t-shirts. Normally, I wear casual wears like t-shirts and some kind of shorts
All
like that.
right. Okay. Okay. So, where do you usually buy your clothes?
Uh, Occasionally, I buy my clothes near the shops situated in this area.
All
I think
right.
it's most cheap. There is some cheapable items in that shop.
Okay.
Just buy me like that.
Okay, so that is the end of the speaking test 1. Let's go to speaking test 2. All right, so you will be getting a cue card so that you can have your pen and your paper with you, and I'll give you about 1 minute to get you prepared for the speaking part 2, and then we'll start the talking. So, here you will be getting your speaking cue card. I want to talk you about something like yes, gifts. Okay, so you just have to describe a gift that you recently gave to someone. All right, so let's talk about it. I'll give you about 1 minute to get you prepared and then we will talk about it. Okay, you may start preparing now.
Okay.
Okay, so now we are on speaking test part 2. Let's hear to the
Okay.
candidate. All right. Okay, Rangana, just like we can start with speaking test part 2 1. You may start with your cue card now.
Okay. One of the most special gift I received was a laptop. Uh, it was given to me by my brother when I passed my college entrance exam. The laptop was very useful for my studies. It helped me complete assignments and learn new skills. It was special because it showed uh, uh, how proud uh, about what I have. It supported my uh, education. I still use it today, and I doing a lot of work using that. It's like that.
All right. Okay. So, so do you work with your laptop every day? Do you work with your laptop every day?
Sometimes in should know when I want to do some my job related work, I use my laptop.
All
It is
right.
very for me.
Okay, so you give gifts often to people, or do you receive gifts often from people?
Sometimes I did. I received gift from my only my family members. I often give gift to my friends and also sometimes my relations. It's like that.
Okay, what occasions do you usually give gifts for someone?
There is no special occasion, but when I think I want to give some kind of gift to my friends, then I will give. Sometimes, but when when there's birthday from when there is a birthday, especially my closest friend, then I will give some gift.
All right, okay. So do you usually go for expensive gifts or do you usually go for cheaper one or moderate ones where you can afford?
I will do it some affordable gift for my budget. Sometimes it's maybe a little bit of cheaper. Sometimes it's maybe a little bit of price.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Rangana. All right. That is the end of speaking part 2. Let's move on to speaking part 3 in our next session. Okay, so let's begin speaking test 3. All right, the candidate is ready now. Okay, let's get started with that. Okay, Rangana, so let's get started with speaking test 3 part. Okay, so let's see now. So, tell me a little bit about how the weather, the culture will be taken part in considering giving gifts to someone.
Yes, I think culture plays an important role in giving gifts. For example, in some cultures, people give money during celebrations, while others prepare handmade items. I think cultural traditions often influence the type of gift and the occasion. Is uh, vary vary of the culture.
All right,
As
okay, okay. So that is that. So does age matters when giving gifts or choosing gifts to someone?
yes, of course. I think age matters when choosing gifts. For children, people often use toys or sweets, while adults may prepare useful or meaningful items like watches and some kind of precious items. Uh, it's important to think about the person's age and preferences when giving gifts.
All right, okay. So how internet has taken part in giving gifts nowadays?
Nowadays, the internet has made giving gifts much easier
Okay.
compared to past. People can buy gifts online, have them delivered anywhere when we want. So they also made many options for personal gifts, making the process faster and more convenient than we think
All
it is.
right. Okay. Okay, Rangana, thank you for participating for Speaking Test 3 and for the whole IELTS program sample test. All right. Okay, then have a nice day. Bye bye for now. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, that is the end of the speaking test. Let's get the results on our next session. Okay, now let's discuss about Rangana's scores. And first of all, we will think about the fluency and coherence. Actually, in Rangana's talking style, he needs to improve a little bit about fluency and coherence as well. There's a little bit of a stutter, but he tries to manage somehow or other to gather all the words and give a nice sentence. And those sentences are a little bit complex anyway. And he tries to somehow or other answer each and every question. elaborately. So fluency and coherence is actually there is a little bit of um, up and down, just like up, it goes up and down, but still he tries to manage it during his session. All right, let's move on to the lexical resources. Lexical resources, in the sense, let's talk about his vocabulary range, and likewise in the vocabulary, so he just tries to take the different kinds of words and try to incorporate in his sentences, as you can see in his previous sessions as well. He I think he has a lot of vocabulary inside his mind, but he feels a little bit of tense in order to put it out and gather himself with the vocabulary in the sentence to make a good sentence. He has it in his mind, but he feels it a little bit difficult to put it into the sentence. But still, um, it's already satisfying when I just like judge him in that kind of manner. All right, let's move on to the grammatical range and accuracy. Sometimes there is a that you can just like find out a little bit of ups and downs, and accuracy is also a little bit of a thing that needs to be considered in his speaking style, as well. As you can just like check it back in the previous sessions and see how he's just like trying to give a nice and elaborative answer for the questions asked. Okay, and then pronunciation, he has a little bit of a problem in pronouncing as well, just like it tries to give the word, but sometimes some words try, it's a little bit hard to understand, like affordable. Likewise, for example, I just like took a little bit of time for me to understand the word. Likewise, but still it is fine anyway. He is just like can understand and tries to pronounce effectively. Likewise, so those are the things that needs to be considered when marking the speaking test. So his fluency, I will just like mark around 5. Okay, so I don't know how another person would mark, but for the time being, I feel like uh, I should mark it a little bit lightly, not to be very strict. Likewise, so lexical resources also can be marked as a little bit of a 5, in a range of 5. Likewise, grammatical range and accuracy also, I will mark it as 5. And pronunciation is also, I will mark it as 5. So the estimated IELTS band, speaking band, he can just like get is 5. So with by trying to practice more, by trying to practice more in his fluency by reading out aloud, like more reading sessions if he can go through it, his answers are really satisfying. He has a nice knowledge about answering it, and he tries to give elaborative answers. I just like don't see much of the connecting words, but in the future, if he just like practices more and more, he might get that put also in those things the connecting words as well inside, and then get those sentences nicely in the speaking part 3, and try to just like be more elaborative, more descriptive, and give more nicer answers, so that even the examiner, when he's ready, will be more impressed with the answers that he's giving too. All right, that is the end of how I would describe the sample speaking test that I have done previously. Let's get to more in the future. All right, thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.